Nightfall in Minneapolis in December usually spells freezing temps, and that is precisely the case outside these walls. But we are a comfortable 72 degrees inside U.S. Bank Stadium. Tonight, Week 15 begins with a great Thursday night matchup, as it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Minnesota Vikings.
Jake Elliott set to kick off.
Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Primetime. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Benson. And space tough to come by there as they'll get maybe a yard to the 37. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
To throw, Dart. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. You look at this Raiders defense. Now, they've been a very good unit against the pass, defending at 5th best in the league.
And not just speed, not just their physical skills. You know what pulls it all together for this secondary? Their smarts and communication. They play really well as a unit.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Vikings at 12-1 now to start play. They were winners the last time out, so they'll be looking here to make it 2 in a row.
And when you and I watched tape prepared for this one, what we saw was a team that competed hard, and they played well in all 3 phases of the game. And I think if they can carry that over to this week, they've got a really good chance to emerge victorious yet again.
Throwing his Dart. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys? Coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night, guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
He's going to float this one deep right side. Touchdown, Vikings! Luther Burden with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Vikings put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead.
Next to score, Vikings 7, Raiders 0. Harrison Butker is set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And able to get this out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
18, 5 in. Tag. 18, trap 50, trap Buffalo 18. Ready.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Go, move. Viking, 18.
First run of the game for Jahmyr Gibbs, the Alabama product. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
70, 19, Tiger.
Another run for Gibbs here. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of first downs, and here a loss of yardage. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Here we go. Pat the 60. Bronco 80. Count 18 Rattler. Mustang 19. Panther 11.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. His throw incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
And darn right, they did something to disrupt that timing.
Backfield empty here. It's 3rd and long.
Good. Bronco 80. 79 Broncos. Dragon 60. 19 Lions. 60 Bobcats. 7 Pirates. 70 Rangers.
He'll look to throw. He'll try and do this himself. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Nolan Smith. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. On 4th down, Matt Araiza is sent on to punt. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. This is taken at the 18. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. You don't see that too often, Charles. He punted that away and then hustled up to make the stop as well.
Yeah, because oftentimes they serve as their own safety after punting it. You want to be the last guy, but he decided to get involved in the action, didn't he? And what a spark that's got to provide for the rest of his team when they see their punter out there making a nice hit.
Looking to throw, Dart. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Well, the great coach said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10. Zone read. Here's Benson. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. You look at this Raiders defense. They're a top 5 unit right now against the pass in the league. In fact, they sit at number 5.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
And that is how you respond after taking one on the chin to begin this game. Give up a first drive touchdown, go back out on defense, and completely shut them down to force a 3 and out.
And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum? Oh, he's got a little daylight.
He's on his way.
And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
Vikings take over 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They run over center with Benson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Here's Dart. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it as he gets wiped out on that one.
It is certainly becoming rarer by the year to see your franchise guy take a hit like that. The defender couldn't believe he had a shot to light him up. So when you take off and run, you have to make sure you can slide, get out of bounds, anything. Just don't leave yourself open to hits like that.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Hawk 70, Hawk set, Buffalo 18.
To throw is Dart. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Now Harrison Butker for the field goal try. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. Butker's kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. The Raiders with the football here to begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Ready, set. Bronco 80. Let's go. Panther 60. Panther 60. Hurt. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler.
Gibbs straight ahead. And a lane slowly materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
2nd down and 8.
Cut 19. Cut 19. Left 79 Broncos. Mustang 19.
Back to throw here. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 45-yard line.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. Gets by him, and now a little daylight. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 53 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot, but what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
Going back to Gibbs on 1st down. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
Just a gain of a couple there. And it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 11-yard line.
Now they'll change things up. A shotgun handoff to Mitchell. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
Some good, strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
Ready.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. His 6th rushing touchdown on the year, number 8 overall. And the Raiders have cut it back within a score.
The kick is good.
Elliott good with a PAT. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7.
Jake Elliott set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he'll return this one all the way onto the other side of the field.
Partner, when I was in college, we used to have these things called game maxims that we did before every game. One of them said, press the kicking game, for here's where the breaks are made. It's the area of hidden yardage. How about that return? Flipping the field, taking it past the 50, and getting things set up to start the series.
Open man here is Benson. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Here's Dart. Now he's going to step up and run. Now throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
On the jump.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Dart. Pass caught by Burden. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
First and goal at the 9-yard line.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on second and goal? Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. From 6 yards away. And the Vikings are able to extend their lead.
Now that was simply frustrating for the defense. They did everything they were supposed to, including putting a hit on the quarterback as he delivered the ball. Yet, it still resulted in a touchdown against them.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but, Charles, they look up, and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in second and long yardage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a second and 11. They'll go again with Gibbs. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
Here we go.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, second down.
But that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Second down at 6 now from the 42. Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Here is third down and 4. From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. A 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. On the give, here's Gibbs. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25.
121 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
He's had his eyes on 7,000 career rushing yards, and with that last effort, he has hit that mark. What a career.
And that is the number to focus in on, because oftentimes we talk about where do they rank all time. We're not there yet. He's not knocking on the top 10 or the top 20, but over 7,000 yards in a career, fantastic.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports.
Harrison Butker is set to kick off.
A 10-point game, 17-7 the score as we get back to it on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
Let's go now.
In the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense is throwing at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive. But get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
A 14-yard pickup. That's 14 yards on 2 straight plays.
Another good run for him. What else is new? That'll put him right at 150 yards for the game. So he's really made his presence felt in this one.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Panther 6, Panther 11, Panther 11.
They'll set up to throw.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
That's caught. Waddle on the left side.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first.
It's a gain of 10. And the Las Vegas first down.
Jeanette, Cougar 19, Buffalo 80, Buffalo 18. Cub 19, Cub 19, 7 Pirates, 18 Rebels, 18 Warriors, 17. Motion, I got it.
They're going to look to throw. That's going to be caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great effort there. 26 yards. And the Raiders are back within a score. Elliott good on the extra point. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14.
Elliott set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Take over 1st and 10. at their own 26-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. But I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Working out of the gun is Dart. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down.
Throwing his Dart.
And he's going to go down again.
Caleb Chase, the former first-rounder, in there to get the sack.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
This is caught by Tucker.
They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt.
And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And the last time I look and repeat that in Charles' defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 34.
70 Rangers, 19 Tiger, 19 Dragon, 60. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick, trap 60, trap 60. 19 tight, 19 tight.
Now back to throw.
Now he'll tuck this and run.
And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. 19, 18, 19, watch the key.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's got a man. That's caught left sideline. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
On the jump. Timberwolves. Hey.
They'll run with Gibbs. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the third most in a single year. And the Raiders have scored again in this third quarter, this time to move out in front.
Vikings 17. Jake Elliott set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're looking to turn things around here. They've been shut down in this third quarter, and that was after a good first half offensively.
And you wonder where it all goes, and it feels like it goes away fast because it takes some time to build up good momentum, great play calling, excellent execution, and then like a blink of an eye, you're losing the game. How do you get back there again? I'm sure they've talked about it, and they've got a plan. Now can they put it into practice?
The lead gone, now the search to find it again. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. Third and long coming up.
We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up.
60 by 6, 60, 19 tight, 19 tight.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. Third and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert.
And a nice milestone reached on that last throw as here late in the season, he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long, had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
Dart.
He's going to loft one deep left side here.
By Isaiah Rodgers. And the Raiders are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. He gets this out wide to Gibbs.
So the completion good for 7 there. And it's second down.
7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the Vikings' 45-yard line.
Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Prime Time.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Raiders with the lead and the football here as we get ready to start quarter number 4.
Second down and 3.
Let's go now.
Off the option, here's Gibbs.
And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. The drive stays alive, a third down gain of 8.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Check. Cowboy 80.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and 3 at the 28-yard line.
Ready? Hawk 70, Hawk 70. 70 Lions. He's checking Craig. Ready?
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 12-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. 60
Well, looks like they'll move things around here. Now back to the ground. Here's Gibbs.
And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
His second touchdown of the night.
And the Raiders add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory.
And he continues to add on to his amazing touchdown total on the ground. That is number 25 for him on the year as he moves ever closer to the all-time record.
And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone, so this ball will come out to the 30 now.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down. A good start there on first down. They've got to have this drive.
No doubt about it. Down a couple of scores. They have to find a way to put it in the end zone. Chunk plays, explosive plays. That will be the key to this drive.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
The Vikings on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5.
Cowboy 80, 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Warriors 70. Go.
Dart going to look to throw here. Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Dart looking to throw again.
And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
To the air, Dart. That is caught. Michael Pittman with it.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
16 yards.
Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a first down.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
To throw now, Dart.
That's into the hands of Oliver. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 23-yard line.
Here's 2nd and a yard.
Let's go now.
From the gun, here's Dart.
He finds his man, complete. That's Benson.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Dart once more.
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Here's 2nd down.
Ready. Head to 60. Dragon 60.
Throwing from the gun here, Dart. Over the middle and complete to Shaheed.
Of course, remember, you need a touchdown here and a field goal.
Doesn't matter the order, but they have to get it done and get it done fast.
To 3rd down.
To throw, Dart.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Benson. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
Ready. Cougar 19.
Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota.
Here we go, 1st and goal.
Let's trap 60, trap 60. 1918.
A give up the middle with Benson.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Raiders are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line.
Roll.
They've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively.
Hawk 70. Go.
Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game.
Here's 3rd and 6.
Let's go now. 19 Tiger. Unlock line.
Now a give.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll try and run for it. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. The Raiders try it on fourth down, but to no avail. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line.
Cut 19, Rocco 80. 18, Rattler, 18, Rattler. Ready?
From the gun, Dart.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And now defensively in the 2-minute drill, the big key to me, make sure you understand your assignments, and anytime you get a chance to tackle someone in bounds, get them on the ground.
What's going on, guys?
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught. So an offensive final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Problem for them, they needed that score with a little more time left on the clock. I think just too little too late now.
I would agree with that, and we're programmed never to say never. But in this case, we're asking a lot for them to even think they have a chance.
So now here are the Vikings faced with a big two-point conversion attempt. They'll look to throw. Now a run here off the up. And he will get into the end zone as a two-point conversion is successful. And the lead is down to a field goal here in the fourth.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And, Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for the Raiders, they continue to make their case as a Super Bowl favorite as they move to 13-1. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready.